This episode of In the Trenches is brought to you by GE Air and Water Solutions.
OSHA? Yeah, we're gonna have a problem over here at Centrotherm.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
So there's that, and then, okay, so
The contact's name is
we need
Matthew
vests.
Funtime Price.
Yeah, they know me.
All right, guys, so this is what's going down, is we have to be properly prepared with personal protection equipment in this facility. So what are we gonna do? Can't go without our safety glasses, right? Excellent. Now we have our heavy-duty U-line reflective vest, always in the Centrotherm green, like a glove, baby. Next, we're gonna put on our steel-toe tips. Is that what they call them?
I call them the cloppers because it makes it sound like it makes it sound like you're like riding a horse or something, you know?
Like a ballerina.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You battle to the death in these things.
Ronald McDonald over here.
You get extras like those exercise weights you put on your ankles.
Welcome to the Centrotherm factory floor, where we make the world famous Inaflu UL listed polypropylene, and we do a bunch of other stuff as well. And we're going to go through the machines, some of the process here. We'll go to the warehouse. We'll say hello to whoever's out on the floor, and just give these gentlemen a fine tour of the Waterford Centrotherm Ecosystems facility. So this stuff I'm not quite sure, 1,000 kilograms for our friends overseas. I don't know exactly what that equates to in America.
2.2 pounds per
2.2, so that's what, 2,200? This is about a ton then. This is a ton of granulate here inside.
Don't ask me how I know those numbers.
It becomes our wonderful pipes, right? So this is just storage area, of course, as it migrates from, these racks, which are fairly new, to the extrusion line, right? So we put the raw material here, which to me looks like, this is the white stuff because we are currently making the Inaflu light stuff. There is gray, there is black granulate as well, depending on what we're trying to accomplish here.
I kind of want to jump in this.
Yeah, it's
So this is interesting. So you're taking plastic pellets or PVC pellets, right?
Polypropylene.
Polypropylene, and you're melting it down through a machine that now forms the pipes.
That is correct. Basically, we keep these things here, the big cereal box that contain our wonderful polypropylene Captain Crunch inside here, very technical terms that I have used for years, honestly. And then there's like a straw system, basically, that pulls this into the hopper that starts the heating process, and then further down the line begins the shaping, the cooling, the cutting, and all that. So here is...
I would think, so you say straw, so it's like sucking, like vacuuming out those pellets? Okay.
So you can see the flexible hoses. It goes up through the top, and then those are like the heating areas that turn it, I guess, into molten plastic on its way through the whole line. Focus quickly on this. That's the head, right? So the other ones that are not in use are in those carts because it's incredibly heavy. But this is what defines the diameter right at this point, right? So heated up through the head and then into this, which is essentially a cooling thing, right? So once it gets in here, it's pipe. There's spray, there's water that cools it down on the inside, and then the pipe, obviously stops being, malleable, meltable, and actually forms the actual pipes that, at some point Chris installs on his favorite brand of water heater, which is... No, don't even...
What'd you say?
Your favorite brand of water heater, which
I'm generally doing Navien.
All right, generally doing Navien.
Why are these machines not running?
I think it's probably a summer Friday, summer end of whatever. Maybe there's people that are off or what have you. It takes a great bit of time to get them started. So if there's not a production run scheduled, then I think they cut loose the extrusion guys for the day, and it's and then it won't run because it takes a while. It produces a bunch of scrap. It takes a good couple hours before it's actually producing usable pipe. So if there's not a big run scheduled, like from startup on a Monday overnight through into Wednesday or whatever, then we shut it down and we'll wait for a larger. It's more efficient to do it in big batches. So yeah, as it cools down, it comes through this. This is where it gets printed. Some labeling gets happening on the pipe, which says, it says our name, it says the listings that are applicable to it, through onto this guy, which measures and cuts. This gets set up to, I believe it cuts 2 different lengths at one time, right? So we run 1-footers and 6-footers. This thing goes back and forth, and it cuts them at the appropriate length, and then it spits it out onto this machine, which when I first started at Centrotherm 400 years ago, this was the only piece of gear that we had at the old location, the belling machine, right? So this is actually basically a kind of one-dimensional injection molding machine. The pipes come off, they're male. They go into those little openings right there, and when they come out, they have the socket on the end. So those are like little injection molding cells, let's say, that then make the pipe male-female once it's all said and done. And you can see where the gaskets are right over there. That's like an automatic gasket feeder. Pops the gasket right into the hub.
The little silicone gaskets.
They are EPDM. You can see that they're kind of sort of set up on the thing. They kind of like twist in and then automatically get popped into the pipe.
So that automatically feeds the gasket into the hub?
When it's working.
Huh. I assumed a person had to do that each time.
Many times it is a person, but that is an automatic feeder once it's all said and done. So, all right, let's wander over here. This is the end of the flex line, right? So we're not gonna go back. It's basically the same, it's just corrugated. The flex comes off here, and this coils the flex into saleable lengths, let's say. So that's all that is. Spools, coils, yep, exactly. And there's some examples right on the board there of what that looks like. Do you ever put the flex in?
Yes.
You do?
I do the liner kits.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I'm not savvy enough to know why some of this stuff is rejected or what happened. Oh, this one has a dent in it clearly. So yeah,
this is not cut straight.
Yeah, all right, so perfect. I mean, we have a very robust quality department here, of course. This is a life safety product, right? So no defects of any kind can really go out into the world.
Which
otherwise,
is why we have a scrap bin.
That's exactly right. So this, I think, is like starter pipe, exactly. A good example of kind of what it looks like when it first comes off the machine in a very lengthy situation. I'm not exactly sure why we have these over here.
Pretty long pipe.
It's wild how it just extrudes it out as long, basically.
We got some random materials around here.
Just like the weight, like.
Yeah.
This is what people don't get. Like, imagine
what 6-inch pipe are you?
6-inch PVC, Schedule 40 weighs a ton. 10
yeah, you would
feet
never
of
be
it's
able
heavy.
to one-hand it like that.
This stuff weighs, it weighs nothing, and it's higher rated. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, crazy, right? I mean, that's one of the things that becomes an instantaneous turnover when someone has only handled CPVC or PVC, and then they're like, what do you mean I don't need a team of 4 people to carry this to the roof? You know, you were talking about putting a bunch on your shoulder and go, I mean, this stuff weighs almost nothing, the thin wall.
Especially in the city when there's nowhere to park and you got to unload trucks and there's, it's like, you can grab a lot of this stuff and shoot it out, whereas 6-inch PVC, if you're common venting or something.
So does that mean that there's a possibility here in the future that you could start to maybe replace Schedule 40 PVC in construction in general, as long as maybe it's not pressurized?
Well, so, I mean, possibly yes, but PVC certainly has its uses. The glued system works pretty good for like DWV stuff, right? That's what it was designed for. Putting some of our stuff, particularly the gray stuff, in DWV application would be like, a little bit like taking, a Maserati to the grocery store kind of thing.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I mean, some people are built that way. We have plenty of installers out there, maybe you do it sometimes as well, who use this stuff on the intake as well, because they understand the speed and the lightweight and, that kind of thing too. But there are, equally as many people who still use PVC because of the cost.
That would have to be a factor as far as like, it's on the 6. There would have to be a dollar value for me to run it for intake.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it makes
we have
sense.
that solution coming your way right now, pretty soon. So that will. I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting game changer. This is, all of these stations do a variety of hand tooling. There is welding, there is cutting, there is sanding, there's several types of welding. There's wire welding, there's mirror welding, there is, I think, just standard hand welding. It all depends on what kind of component is being made. And then we have our drill presses and our saws and all kinds of stuff out here as well. We have air compressors out there too.
No horsing around on the floor, boys.
Bob's one of the people who's been here almost as long as me. Ben and Chris, this is Bob.
I think I've met you.
Yeah, you have briefly. He was definitely here last time as well. So are we in between work orders, or how come the floor is kind of quiet today? Just out of curiosity. Lunch. It's lunch. Okay, well that makes sense. That makes sense.
Vacations.
Gotcha. Well, the extruder's not running because Third day off.
Yep.
Gotcha.
The operator's over here welding.
There you have it. Okay, so actually the guy who runs the extruder is actually on hand tools today, for the most part.
Yep.
Bob's done pretty much all of the operational manufacturing jobs, here, and also he boasts quite some time working for the competition. Before we poached him, brought him to the good guys, if you will.
Yep.
And now you're approaching what, 8 years here, 9 years, something like that?
8. Just at 8.
It's a lot.
5 more to go.
5 more to go. He's counting down.
That's a retirement, not the place for it.
I got a question for you. Where did the idea of Centrotherm come from? Like, you guys just decided that there was a place in the market for coming up with different vent piping?
So there's a long history, and that takes it, that involves our founder, who retired maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, a fella from Austria who lives in upstate New York now. He is somebody who had knowledge of the mechanical space. You may even be familiar, you're, I think, long enough in the tooth to perhaps remember Protec. Familiar with that? They were,
Protec sounds familiar.
yeah, so they made metal. And then the evolution from metal to polypropylene was part of this fella Martin bringing this product over from Europe to introducing it in the US, and I want to say like 2009, and we weren't really truly a business until like 2011. And now this is our fourth location that you know has a 65,000 square foot warehouse, room enough for additional extrusion lines, you know, the full logistics center, all of the, you know, the finance office, the HR stuff, you know, the marketing department, inside sales, customer service, you know, all that stuff is all back on the other side of those doors, and everybody's here, you know, one happy family in Waterford, New York, the fourth Centrotherm location in North America. There are, of course, there are facilities in Duisburg, the Netherlands, Brilon, Rhine-Westphalia, Deutschland. There is offices then, of course, in Belgium, in Ghent, and Manchester in United Kingdom. And then there's some other subsidiary side businesses and stuff that do some of the similar things, but there's like medical plastics.
Somebody who may have never heard of Centrotherm might
Yes.
be like, what is this new company? I never heard of this.
Yeah,
right?
in the States, yeah.
And in reality is you guys have been around for a long time, and you're a pretty decent sized company.
Well, certainly Centrotech is like a, what is it, 11 figures or something, in the billions, you know, in terms of like overall turnover
Sure.
years. But that encompasses quite a few of our sister companies and related businesses like medical plastics. We actually have a medical plastics office in this building. They have a small little office directly behind the Blue Room is where Moeller Medical has some engineering and some logistics space, and I think some salespeople, customer service right behind over there. And that's the medical plastics division, which, you know, we're big plastics. We're a plastics manufacturer. They make like tubes for liposuction, and they make stents, I want to say, spinal tap type stuff and what have you. And that's just a sort of a related but distant sister company. Primarily, you know, flue gas venting here, and some other things too, condensate neutralizer and ventilation with the green pipes. But you know, in Europe, they're a little bit more diversified, and they're an older company as well. Ubink overall is 100+ years. And now we're more of just sort of underneath Centrotech Industries as the corporate parent company, I guess you could say. And they do a lot of stuff. For a little while, there was an automotive division that I think has been sold since then. But like one time when I was in Germany, it was probably maybe the most fascinating thing that I saw was them making what turns into the interior of Volkswagens. Like they were sewing the seats and stuff like that in the factory. It was fascinating. So
what you're saying is theoretically this, as a whole, makes enough money to have Segways for us all to be riding around right now, but we don't have them.
they're in next year's budget.
And we don't have them. That's the
I just saw somebody bomb by in a scooter before, and I was like, we could at least get that little trolley thing like in Three's Company when they went to the zoo, the little train of the golf
I love
cart.
how out of all of that, he picked out that we don't have Segways to ride.
So, and of course, here are our wonderful bay doors where the trucks back up to and send out stuff that's packed up and ready to rock. You said you needed a palletizer. This is what they do.
So where are these products going?
So there might actually even be shipping to it. This is going to Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Compliments of the Emco Corporation. And
Sounds like Bob Baker will be happy.
oh, he's gonna be thrilled. I think I'm gonna send it right to his house. This one's going to FW Webb, Springfield, Massachusetts. So this one's got about a 40-minute drive. That one's gonna be a bit more of a 4-day ship out to Alberta, maybe even longer actually. What else? This is a different web in PA. So they're all labeled up and ready to rock. This is stuff I think that's incoming. This looks like it's just got here. Oh yeah, batter up. You've got experience doing that. You're gonna have to cut in a clip of him from Miami playing softball. playing the wiffle ball.
We could do the Star Wars.
So actually, that's been done. I have some videos of people doing that before, and I put like the Star Wars sound effects and stuff.
Oh, that's an interesting machine.
This is the industrial palletizer over here.
That's our matter splicer.
This is what HVAC Tactical is going to have with the cameras on it that spins around you.
Yeah, at the awards, yeah. That's our particle
Just
accelerator.
don't get hit by it.
Yeah, thing will knock your head off.
Right, don't get hit by it.
Lillian's over here heading up some of the stuff that's heading out over here. She does a great job helping me get stuff on the UPS trucks and out to the field. Gavin's on the inside over there. I guess we call this the logistics satellite office, I suppose. The warehouse manager is Anthony. We walked past him on the way out, but out here, we have additional warehouse management and all the folks who are like interfacing with our logistics company and FedEx, UPS, all of the trucking companies and stuff that are in and out of here all day, most of the days. This is Gavin. He's a badass. I love this guy. This is Chris.
How you doing?
This is Ben.
Nice to meet you.
This is a guy I rely on all the time. Primarily to look cool in my videos, which he crushes every time. Particularly when you wear that electric salmon tank top, and you really get the summertime vibes going in the warehouse. I love that. So, no, your assistant warehouse manager is out?
No,
Warehouse supervisor. Take a look at this real
See,
fast.
these things are so hard to walk in.
Dude, I know. I'm like flopping around.
Does
like
anybody need? How much lubricant do you guys need for tonight, tomorrow, for the ride home? You know, there's a lot of lubricant here. So, water-based. It's not going to do anything to your skin. You know. we can go on the inside
For like
right here.
elbows and stuff?
No. So that would be injection molding, which is on the long-term plan to bring those machines here. Basically, what this does is you take one of these guys, and this is polypropylene, a sheet of polypropylene. There's tools over here, and you put it on there, and it just vacuum sucks it down. So this is like how they make the insides of refrigerators or hot tubs or something like that. And we make external cases for water heaters and other type of things that go around the outside. We make other things too, like drain pans and whatnot. But I think one of our primary, that's the finished product over there.
Oh,
I've got a micro version in my garage.
Do you?
My shop. I got a mini vacuum form for like dental work, but I can make sheets from Kydex and stuff like that.
No doubt. That's cool.
Form. This thing's massive.
So I think these go to Renai, but I'm not sure. But that's what the final product is once it's all heated and sucked down with the vacuum power and all that.
So is this like a drain pan or a cover?
I think it's a cover for Renai. I think it's a cover for the bottom part. It goes underneath.
Covers the pipes.
Yeah. Exactly. And this is the big machine that does that. When this thing is running, it's going up and down, and there's it obviously uses a lot of air compression to pull the hot plastic down on the shape. So those guys these tools right here are formed to the shape, the desired shape that we want, and then this thing does the heavy lifting.
It's funny, you can tell what the tank is for based off of the shape, right? Like, see how it's indented, right? So that's obviously a vacuum tank as opposed to a pressurized tank. It's interesting.
It's also interesting. It seems like pretty much everything that produces heat on these machines is electric, and it's not gas.
I think we're using some gas.
Are you? Because I'm looking around.
So.
I'm like,
let's go look over there in the mechanical rooms.
Seems like the big equipment's running mostly.
I mean, are there gas lines running?
Sprinkler.
I don't really know.
I saw some gas to unit heaters, but all the bigger equipment looked like it was all electric.
I think these are the jigs for some of this type of stuff. Here's another example of a cover, and I guess other examples as well, prototypes and whatnot. We have the CNC machines over here as well. I think we have a 3-axis one and a 5-axis one, so they can do more complicated things. If you look at it, you can see that this is primed to cut out, or it's already done at wall plates. You can see that, yeah, I guess it's already done, right? The shape is done, and it'll cut the place, so they're basically terminations, scutcheons or whatever.
Scuncheons, what a funny name.
So, yeah, just type away, man, type away.
Starts printing out forms of Barbara Streisand's head.
I watched my very first pornography the other day. Man, did Brett look young in that. Brett's one of my favorite people. He's also been here for going on 8-9 years. So old hand, seen the old building, been through a lot. We also poached him from the competition years ago as well. We held on to him because he's a badass. He does everything at this place. And he's one of the most helpful and accommodating guys, and also hilarious. I love this guy. And
this is definitely my kind of spot right here.
A lot of the stuff is stuff I brought in. We had a little shop with like a tiny little toolbox. Yeah. I have another young guy that's, I'm fairly close to retiring. I told Joel recently, he asked me how long till I retired. I said, depends on how he treats me. Yeah. Because I love the job. I mean, I still come here, I could retire now.
You get to tinker every day, right?
Well, and it's just, there's always something. And I also have a situation right now that's great, that I have a 29, 30-year-old guy that's just an absolute natural. Everything, he was involved when we moved this place from the other place. Every bit of wire, and we have $150,000 probably in copper here alone. Plumbing, everything, we did all of it. And he came started as an auto mechanic and then worked on our extrusion line, so knew it real well. So we took him into maintenance, and he will be me in the next couple of years, and at a pretty damn young age. So yeah, we fabricate pretty much everything we have to. I'm building a pump right now for a couple of our compressors.
These are the spots, even at the Rigid factory. You look at millions of dollars in CNC machines, and they got all these machinists, but really it's like they're computer engineers, really.
Right, today
it comes down to, you still need the guy that can fire up that Bridgeport and fix the machines that make everything.
I had a friend that worked for Kott's Soda in Massachusetts, and they kind of called him a fireman because he really didn't do a lot till the shit hit the fan.
The weekend,
I done a 36-hour day to get a trade show display out the door on time.
Yeah.
I mean, and literally we were putting screws in the crate in the back of the guy's truck that's going, come on, I gotta go.
This is what we do for AHR, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
you hear that, Kim?
A couple of the most stressful. Sure.
Well, and you've crushed it every time too. We were just admiring the Renai that Jason mostly put together by and large, but I mean under your supervision, of course.
Yeah, and and they're fun. It's just quite often things get in the way and they end up running right up to the last minute. But I mean what a great break when you can go away and make something like that big one we did with the floor and the glass floor. I mean, this is our first summer here, so we've run into some things that you live and learn. This is our mechanical room, and this is where one of those machines out there is a chiller for here. We have chillers for both of our extrusion lines. They're both 20-ton units. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, about 120 horsepower of rotary screw air compressors, and they get very hot. This is something we're playing around with just to move the air up. All these fans on the floor were just a temporary as we sorted out. We don't have any way of getting like outdoor air in here practically because it's not against an outside wall. So it's kind of work as we go, and obviously I don't really want to be in here working until they're not running. And it runs regularly 110 degrees in this room. So that's a chiller. This is a small chiller we're working on for another operation, just being stored there. And as you can see, 3 big compressors, dryer, and we got to keep the air dry. The guys out here welding pipe, if you get any moisture through that heating element, it's a hot air gun is basically what it is, but very, run down in a very small tube of air. And if they get any water, we know we have a compressor problem because we got 4 guys with bad heating elements almost instantly.
That's got to be a challenge in upstate New York when the humidity is at 90% it's 95 degrees.
It's insane the amount of water that these machines push out of them. But they have dryers, like that little unit next to it. It's literally a refrigerated dryer. So the air comes out super dry to the point we have to be really careful on any mechanical machines to have lubricators and then properly lubricate, because air cylinders, we get complaints like, oh, this is running slow or it's stuck. You go over and realize the lubricator's out of oil. When you have that dry of air, believe it or not, water is kind of a lubricant, not a very good one, but if you run some water through air cylinders and stuff, at least it keeps the rubber wet. The seals, when you have perfectly dry air, they'll hang right up. Yeah. And you'll take them apart and find the rubber literally just rubbed flat, like almost melted. Fans everywhere. We actually use that door to regulate the incoming air.
I was here when you guys were setting up
Oh,
before the
yeah,
machines
yeah.
were running,
Okay.
and I was like, wow, this is...
Oh, no,
the scale of this place was beyond what I thought it would be.
Chris was one of the first visitors here before anything was set up.
Yeah, we ran literally like around the clock at times to be ready for the next one, and like shipping was insane because they were in 3 places. They were here, they were in Albany, and an outside firm that was doing it too. So we had materials, I don't know, I couldn't even comprehend how to keep track of how it all happened. And yeah, we're literally out of room again, and we're bringing in new equipment, you know, so it doesn't take long. So as you can see, we're using this room just for storage because we don't have room for, you know, storage. So.
Awesome, Brett. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You guys have any specific? Do you guys have any questions for Brett?
Anything?
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, man. As I said, this place doesn't run without Brett. We don't achieve nearly the things we achieve if Brett's not here doing the things that he does, working tirelessly through the night sometimes, fixing stuff when it goes down unexpectedly. I mean, he does a little bit of everything. Brett is an invaluable member of the organization here.
There's no doubt that somebody like that's definitely one of the most important people. Because without that guy, if anything goes wrong, the whole place shuts down.
And
you know?
that's why he's got the scooter, because he's got to be in multiple places at once.
Yeah, totally get it. I know a few operators and friends of mine that do similar work for bigger printing facilities and stuff like that. And if one machine goes down, now nothing goes out. Walmart doesn't get their flyers, and
Totally.
it's a disaster.
So concludes the tour of the Centrotherm facility here in beautiful Waterford, New York, right along the historic Hudson River. We saw extrusion lines, injection molding machines. We see Evie walking back after lunch right over there, get back to her desk and all that. We need good purchasing, so hopefully you are nourished from lunch and ready to rock. Thank you very much for keeping us in inventory and all of that. Yeah, we took a full romp around here into the warehouse and saw all the machines, but the tour, like all good things, has to come to an end. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
I'm keeping the best.
Yeah, and the clogged thing.
This episode of In the Trenches is brought to you by GE Air and Water Solutions.